Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports, and the Stormers have just edged the Griquas 38 points to 32 in a very, very close and exciting game actually at Tafellager Park in Kimberley. And a game where I think it's we keep talking about the fact that this is a preparation series, and I think, to be fair, it was a game where both sides were both looking to try and go for the win as opposed to just trying to fine-tune their game and something like that, which was, I suppose, nice to see, in a sense that it is literally about preparing for competitions and about trying to get the win by any means necessary. And it also did mean that sometimes we did see teams kicking for poles. For example, Stormers having a penalty in about the 76, 78th minute and deciding to go for poles, for example, as opposed to kicking to the corner, trying to work on that kind of thing. But I also think the Griquas were a little bit hard done by in terms of the last sort of 5 minutes, where they suddenly put a lot of pressure on the Stormers, having scored 2 tries to really get back into the game. A brilliant effort by Tinus de Beer to put the Griquas within 6 points. And then they had a couple of they had 3 chances in the corner where they kicked to the corner, and 1 penalty, and there was no yellow card. There was even a stage where the referee blew the whistle twice as if he was going to send somebody off and then didn't. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. And then a penalty actually going against the Griquas as they came down, with the referee having judged to have changed the point of contact, therefore creating obstruction and then awarding a penalty to the Stormers. And we didn't really get to see it again, so it's a bit difficult to be able to see exactly what happened with that challenge. But I think, a game where the Griquas could definitely have won that, would have been very worthy winners. But also a game, I think, where the Stormers probably just weren't clinical enough, and I think had lots of opportunities to put more points on the board, actually, which is exciting when they already put 38 points on. There were a couple of chances where, they just didn't quite find the last man, or, the pass went astray. There was a really good run by Leon Zas as he cut inside. And then it was fantastic covering tackle by Masikola Banda before the Griquas then managed to sort of slow the ball down and actually win it back. So there were definitely opportunities where the Stormers could have put the game to bed as such. I think the worrying thing for the Stormers will be quite a lot of individuals tackles missed. Unfortunately, there's just nowhere that's currently doing stats or anything like that, so we can't really look at penalty count and all that type of thing. It takes a long time. You only sort of start registering on the various websites in later tonight or even tomorrow. That is an unfortunate problem with preseason games. It becomes very difficult to find information, stuff like that. But in terms of players for me that stood out, I thought that Sibalat Goma for the Greek was fantastic. I thought he was really physical. He was a very willing ball carrier. He was everywhere. I thought he played very, very well. I was also quite impressed with Carl Els. For the Stormers, I thought Sergio Peterson had quite a good game at fullback. Just wasn't quite coming off for him. You could see the vision that he had and somebody that liked his counterattacks. I thought he was quite decent. We saw patches of really good play by Ruan now. Early on, he broke a few tackles, and he made a very important steal in the second half. Did miss a tackle in the tendency to be a try, so wouldn't say it was a perfect performance by him, but you could see the experience and stuff that he brings. Not necessarily the quickest player, but he's very intelligent with the way he plays. I thought Godin Masimda actually had quite a good game, scored 2 tries for the Stormers. And the first one was just great awareness, with the Griquas being penalised and not quite falling back quick enough, a quick tap. And then another one was some very, very good support play when the Griquas had a man down when scrum half Stefan Ungara got yellow carded for deliberate knockdown. And look, there was a fantastic try scored by the Griquas early on by Edris Arons, who then went off for Daniel Casendo, who I thought actually came off and was brilliant. I think he was probably one of the best players in the game. He ran really hard. He got a try eventually, and he was a shining light for the Griquas when he came on. He really did. Not necessarily change the game, but he ran really hard. But the first try, Andrew Swartz, a really nice running line. He also broke a few tackles. I thought he had quite a good game. It was just a good game to watch, to be honest. And I think that there'll be a little bit of concern about maybe some of the individual tackling and one-on-one tackling that wasn't quite up to par for both teams. There was some moments which almost resulted in tries. I think you look at the Cade Volator try as well. Maybe just not enough. One-on-one tackling not quite good enough from the Griquas. There were also situations with the Stormers where the Griquas sort of, you kind of felt they got through a bit too easily. So lots to work on. But I think the exciting thing for both teams is that they both looked very lethal on the attack. When they had the opportunity, they looked very close to scoring. And clinically, as I said, clinical, they weren't quite there both sides. But they both could have scored more points, which is always a really good thing. And I think that I feel for the Greeks, as I said, because I think they managed to shift the momentum. I mean, they were almost sort of down and out by half time, the Stormers had extended quite a decent lead. They went into half time at 24-13 and then scored quite quickly to make it 38-13. So from 38-13 to 38-32 showed the spirit that the Greek was showing. They just kept coming back, and they were relentless in the way they came back. And they really looked like they could have gone all the way before a couple of refereeing decisions. Look, I'm not going to say they're wrong because we didn't get to see, for example, the replay in the last one. I did feel there should have been a yellow card to the Stormers. I think because they had quite a few infringements in the danger area, in the danger zone, given the situation, and as I said, he even blew the whistle as if he was going to give a card. Bad news for the Griquas though. It looks like George White has only just returned and suffered another injury. He went down really hard on his shoulder. Idris Arons also went off quite early. But the good news is, and I thought Dennis DeBeer was fantastic when he came on. Kicks with both feet. And he scored a brilliant solo try where his acceleration beat 2 or 3 defenders, stepped inside Ruanal, then stepped outside. I think it was Sergio Peterson. Thought he was very good. So some very good moments for both sides. I thought Cade Bollitter is always an interesting one to watch. Such a young player. And I thought he had some very good moments. He just scored a try. Kicking was all right. I think, but you can see he's not at this level yet. He needs to spend time in an under-20s in camp, playing under 21 rugby. You can just see that, a couple of kickoffs, going too far. Some of his kicks, out in the full. You can see there's a hell of a good player in there. There's a very raw, talented player in Cade Bollitter, but I don't think he's at this level yet. And I think that we keep making the mistake in South Africa of rushing players through the system who are very talented. And we need to start nurturing our players better and allowing them to naturally get to the level that they can be, as opposed to rushing through the system. They can get injuries. They miss out on some crucial development. Let him go and be heads and shoulders above other players at his level, and really sort of to the point where he cannot help but now start playing him in the senior levels. Because I just don't think that you're looking at this game, he's not quite there yet, and he's not the fly half solution for the Stormers. So I think they still need to probably look at bringing in a fly half at some point. But it was a good game to watch. Lots of very exciting, maybe some very nice moments and very good tries being scored. Let me know what you thought of the game down in the comments below. Do smash like on the video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.